Recording. Cool. So, first of all, let's just talk about rollout. So we come out left side. Your soldiers don't need to jump in spawn. They don't really need to jump at all. Like the rollout for both of them is basically like you walk out, jump, do a little pogo, and you usually slide up that. You get into here and you don't jump again. You get your 300, and then one soldier goes left and the other goes right side, right? And you can play this position. You can spam. But your job is to do more spam than you're taking, right? You don't want to be taking damage. Anything over 100 damage is like really bad because you can't go back and get pack and be fully healthy to like recommit, right? So you're just doing a little bit of spam. The stairs are like a really easy spam position. And then you're also watching this position here, right? Whereas your pocket soldier, like it doesn't matter who's doing which job because neither are like there's left soldier and right soldier basically on this map. The other soldier holds this position, and you're like doing spam as well from here, right? But you don't want to be like holding here, because what you risk is getting pushed, right? You don't want to get pushed by a soldier that bombs through and goes onto you and kills you, right? So you're playing back here, and you're doing spam until it's called that you're pushing, like doing a play. So when you're doing a play, you can then like take this position and spot if you're getting rushed, and then like fight people on point. But as soon as you fired your rockets, I would like jump to leave or like jump to go in, whichever is more apt, right? That's generally your role on this. You can also call for like a pressure left side. If you keep getting rushed left, you can call for like either your scout or your soldier from right side to commit. So you're probably going to be playing left side. You've noticed there's a soldier that like likes rushing you, so you back off, you get your pack once he pressures, and then you call for a commit, and then you can like get in and take a fight here. And your other soldier at that point is going to be playing around here. Here's your call that you're like, you want to go in left. So he's going to get in and then do a bomb like this, right? And he's in behind and you can like fight this. If the guys are outside, you're killing them and getting like stealing the pack. And you can get this pack as well and you can recommit however you want, right? From here. You're in and you're fighting from behind. So the roamer's job on this is to be the more aggressive one, because this is really easy to push. You've got good spam from top right, so you're playing up here, you're getting good spam top right. You're playing down here, you're watching, you know, you're doing this sort of thing to support your team. But another way you can support your team is by pushing house. So you get your pocket flank scout fully buffed, and he goes with you, you commit, you try and kill anyone who's here. And then suddenly you're in a position where you control this entire right house with two people. Your scout would probably like play here or here to get frags, like he's helping on point. And then your soldier, or like vice versa, the others need to like play around here and just deny people pressuring. And if you control this right house, contesting cap's pretty much impossible. Because if there's a scout here fighting you as you're trying to like look that way on the enemy team and you've got players on your left, it's really bad and you have to leave, right? So pressuring that right house is really important. And then while that right house pressure is going on, the left house soldier can like support as well. Like he can come here, can do like a bit of damage, reload, jump high, like rotate to left side, and then do these like rotations where you're grabbing all these packs and fighting people behind. Right. So that's like the house play. That's what you should be doing pretty much all the time. You should be like pressuring from those places, but don't go alone. Like don't just like go by yourself without calling it. It's really important to like actually do these things at the same time because they can't react to it all. And like you have to remember, in any div like below div 1, as soon as someone's getting pushed in a house, they're like shouting for like support. And if two people are shouting for support, it's really bad. And then if suddenly the combo is walking across at the same time, like that's causing a lot of chaos for them, right? And especially in open, that's gonna like always happen. So try and do all these things together. And obviously, like, no, it's not that easy to like communicate things properly, but to me, it's not that difficult to learn as a team to like do things together, right? And like tell people off if they're not doing things together. On a demo man level, this map basically looks like this. Your place of residence is here. You like live in this area. You don't want to stand on stairs because it makes spam really easy. Like, obviously, if I'm standing here and the demo man's on the stairs, any damage I do there is going to splash him for free, right? You want to be on this, like, area here. Sticks here are really good, and sticks here are really good, right? This stops people edging cap early. This stops people rushing you left side, and you're defaulting to left side, because your pocket soldier is the one that's a bit more passive in that left house. You're defaulting to left. Your job is to keep these sticks up, you're spamming pipes on soldiers up here, and then you can, like, spam pipes across whenever, like, there's any commits going on. Like, your job is to play further back, deny area on mid, and spam pipes. And if there's people on height, you know, you can spam them. If you've det your sticks because someone's on them, you can then start shooting, like, above. One thing you can do is do these, like, slightly charged sticks, and you see that they land in this area, right? Like, doing, like, slightly charged sticks like this, you end up spraying this staircase with stickies, and these are annoying to shoot, and they cut off, like, people's exit, right? So they just die to them as they're trying to leave. So that's the demo man's job. And then the flank scout and pocket scout play around this area, right? As a scout, obviously, you're really good at dodging damage, so you don't have to worry about playing around these positions. And the flank scout is more like, his job is support where it's needed. So if left is getting overrun constantly, the flank scout can then start, like, playing a bit more here and start and taking fights here and, like, supporting on point here and leaving. And then if right needs support, like, you get your buff, you come here, your soldier bombs through, and then you just run in and, like, get these frags secured. And as I said, your soldiers watching this, you support here, and vice versa, right? And then if there's people on point, like, overextending, the flank scout can then, like, take these fights, kill that person, and leave, like, reset. Like, make sure you do these yo-yo plays. Like, when you get a kill, your fault shouldn't be, oh, I can get another. Your fault should be, I need to go back, reload, get my health, and then recommit, right? In general, on, like, a King of the Hill map. That's, like, the better thing to do. And then your pocket scout, as I said, he plays around here, but the second they start contesting point, your job is to, like, sit here. And if they start rotating right to, like, block you from blocking or, like, block you from capping, you then start rotating a bit further and, like, playing close and doing a bit of damage and leaving and then recommitting. And it's all about this, like, yo-yo of, like, coming in, baiting people on cap, because if you're baiting people on cap, they're walking into these stickies that your demo man's kindly set for you. You're baiting people on cap, they die to this, you reset, get your health back, and then you come back in. And then obviously, if you're baiting people on cap, it means that your commits from right side are more effective because your players can shoot people here rather than shooting them down there, right? And in the same way, your soldier left side has a much better time spamming the floor here, like jumping and doing a little spam like this, and supporting this cap, right? Other notes, I guess, if you have Uber and they're getting close to capping because you've been obviously doing this thing where you edge, but obviously they might just get extra cap time in slow cycles, then you should call for an Uber exchange on point, and you solo your scout, right? You're walking with your scout across, you're forcing them, you're getting as many flashes as possible, and everyone else is doing their jobs that they were doing before. Like, maybe you pressure, like, you all go at once and, like, take these flanks and start these fights, but you don't want to be, like, feeding for things. You don't want to be, like, feeding soldiers for medics and things like that. It's not worth it. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Cool. And that's the gameplay loop on this map, for defense and, like, these standard stalemates. And then we'll talk about pushing out and forward holding. So I'll quickly run through the basic forward hold. Your demo man has stickies here, and these are gonna kill anyone trying to get through. You know, you can, like, put a few more. There's a few more that are really good, like here. Right? Those are really difficult to spot, and people obviously, like, start taking this position, and then they die to those sticks, because your position is getting these sticks up, right? Let's say I've done this, and then I do like that, right? And then I'm gonna be playing back here, and like spotting deeper, maybe spamming some pipes. If I see they're pressuring top right, I'm gonna like spam up there, but like keep an eye out on my traps. And then they start pushing through. If they clear these sticks, you start like replacing them and like making it really difficult for them to push. And once they press them, then you still have those in the back if they start pressuring. So that's your demo man's job. Your demo man calls if he's getting overrun left side, and then your combo can do one of two things. Your roamer who's playing main, instead of him shooting here, he's going to rotate to here, and he has a really good angle here to like shoot them and pressure them, and even if he wants to, he can do like a bomb through, right? But ideally, you want to just keep pressuring them, because if you think about it, if you're a team pushing out here, all this high ground is really daunting. You've got a scout up there, you've got a demo staring at you, like spamming pipes, right? From lower. You've got their entire combo on high ground. Like, this isn't an easy place to push out of, so make it hard for them rather than jumping in and, like, allowing them to get free frags, right? And then, right side, what's going to be happening is you have your pocket soldier, full beam here, right? And then your pocket scout's just going to be chilling, like, here. Because your scout's not getting involved in these trades, because he can't provide splash damage, whereas your soldier's getting full buff, and he's just taking, like, rocket fights here. Like, he's killing these people here, right? And then your other soldier, his job is to do the same thing, but from the different angle. So you can spam here. As soon as they're in, you're playing further back, and, like, you're shooting up direct, and, like, trying to kill these people, like, here, right? And that's, like, the general fight here. If they have Uber and they're trying to push you right side and you have Uber, you just walk into them with your soldier. Like, you bait them as deep as you can, and then as soon as you like see the beam on like a player here, you just call for a use. You walk in, you make them flash multiple people. Your flank's holding everything down because obviously there's no Ubered players left side. You're exchanging here, and then you're resetting back to like the standard hold, standard pause here. And then
is that a solo push or
solo Uber? I mean, generally your Ubers in enclosed spaces should always be solo Ubers, right? You're not taking a scout into this because your point isn't to get loads of frags. Your point is to make them flash a bunch so that they don't have a viable push out, and then things are reset. Because it's easier for them to push out with Uber than without, right? So you're not allowing them to take any space without Uber. It's shit, and then they get stuffed again, and they have this horrible position that they have to push into, right? The other thing that they'll do is they'll push left side, right? So they'll try like they'll have a scout here clearing those sticks, or like you have like a soldier shooting on these floors to like scatter the sticks, and the scouts shoot them, and they try and take space left side. There's a nice like bomb a soldier can do where you bomb off this wall, and then you do like a little pogo off the floor, and you land like you surf and you take this pack, and you've got all this space, and then you can call for like commits because you do high bombs and things like that, right? And your team follows you. But generally, this demo will stuff this like really hard and make it really difficult for them. So, what your combo can do, if they have Uber, your combo is just going to rotate and play this high ground and just spam them really hard. They're gonna leave one soldier like holding this, but everyone else is gonna turn around and just like really spam the shit out of them and make them use through just getting like lots of damage on their classes. And then if they don't have Uber, you play your demo like locking them out, stopping them like taking space. Your roam is obviously supporting here. Then what you do is you just take your scout, soldier, and med, and you run through here with Uber, and you Uber behind them, right? And you're in on top of them with Uber, and you're just fucking destroying them, right? That makes sense?
yes?
So like, I mean, obviously you don't have to go for that play. It's pretty much always safe to just like spam them out, but you don't want to give them like space for free. So if you've got Uber, like use it, you know? It doesn't hurt to use your Uber like proactively. And then pushing out, there's a few like things you can do. As I said, are we on red side? We are. Switch to soldier. So, as I said, what you can do is try and like dry right side. So you do like a bomb like this. right? You're in. And then, like, as a soldier in this position, I'm calling my team to, like, go in. I'm, like, shooting here to, like, make space. And as soon as they start committing on me, I'm doing bombs like this to get behind. And I'm just being annoying. I get pack here, and now I'm, like, in a really good position to, like, recommit into their team here, right? But it's about taking, like, space for free where you're allowed to. You don't really want to waltz here and start, like, waddling up, you know, because they're just gonna fucking shoot you, as I said. You have, like, your soldier playing close there, your demo's spamming them. The soldier who's, like, main can, like, help spam. Then you can always, like, jump up here and spam from here. And it's just so difficult to push that for free, right? You can sort of take your combo left side, and then you just sort of jump through and cause a ruckus and have your combo push behind you. That sometimes works. What you can do is both bomb both your soldiers, so you have, like, your soldier coming through, it's being annoying, your combo follows him, and while that's happening, your other soldier's, like, ready here, and as soon as he hears that he's bombed through, he's walking through, and is, like, jumping through as well, and, like, in behind, being annoying, you know? Quite a lot of, like, things you can try. Another thing you can do is take this space right side with your combo, just walking up here and taking this house, which is what I called in that scrim there. So you take all this space, and now you kind of have good high ground. If an exchange happens, then at least you've got, like, good position rather than all the low ground earlier. Then I'd say, like, if they're holding top right, it's fairly easy to, like, 4-man sack into them, right? Like, you just have your, like I was doing, you have your demo pressuring top left, playing really close, but your med should be playing back here, like, only getting buffs back here, because if they use, your med's running with his scout all the way out to spawn. But if they're not using and they're giving you all this space, then your demo can just, like, call for a sack, and then your demo can just walk main, put a sticky down, jump through, and then your soldiers, like, follow through. Like, left side, one of them just holds W into them, the Roma goes in, like, this way, and, like, he's in trying to fight this medic, your scout follows him, whatever the play is, as long as your combo is ready to leave and runs away as soon as the call happens, you should be fine, and, like, you'll get at least some value from it, right? Because if you don't get the med, at least you'll get, like, 1 or 2 frags, and it'll make the forward hold really bad, right? But what you don't want to do is just feed, like, 1 or 2 players, get absolutely nothing, and leave them in a position where they can do what I was talking about with, like, exchanging a soldier top right. Other interesting plays, I guess, include you do a solo, like, a soldier scout uber. So you literally just play your soldier close, you call for an exchange, you use, and then as soon as they force, your, like, soldier jumps away, right? And, like, gets in behind, and, like, he plays around here, you know, you start stealing packs, and then you have a soldier behind for the post, right? And it's decent. Is there any questions?
Where pockets is combo supposed to stay on the left side?
What do you mean?
When we're pushing through a forward hold.
When you're pushing through a forward hold, well, I mean, your combo goes the ways I was talking about, right? You're generally, like, right side is safer, right? What our team used to do is basically all 6 of you would come left, your flank would get buffs here, and then your combo would rotate right and, like, get in here as soon as possible, right? You shoot the sticks out the way, you make space, you come through, and then you take this space, and then soldier bombs, like, up here are quite valuable. And it's really good on soldier to, like, jump in, like, be a nuisance, shoot a few rockets, and then jump out, right? On maps like this, like, it just allows your team to have as much space as they need. But you mean, like, I mean, as I said, whichever way you're trying to push, you just have to remember the basics, right? If you have disad, your job is to take space and then sack. If you have equal Ubers, your job is to try and, like, get into a favorable position to have an Uber trade rather than getting stuffed in a little, like, corner. And if you have add, then what you want to be doing is pushing right side, and then just keeping your medic baited a little bit. So like, your soldiers are taking space, they're spotting for hiders, they're like going up here to like shoot and make space for your medic. You see like, usually a team will like then high bomb or something, so like you'll have a soldier here, like he'll see your medic commit, and then he'll walk back, and then he'll jump like this to try and get on your med. And one thing I've noticed, Ash, is that you just kind of like walk out and then you get bombed and you die, right? And it happens like a lot. One way to avoid that is just to have a scout waiting here with you. And as soon as that soldier bombs, like you back off, he lands, you walk into him and you kill him, right? Because you've got fat beam. The word of advice, I guess.
Alright.
Is that okay for everything generally on this? It's like, there's not much more to say, to be honest.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Why should I generally be like hanging around as a medic?
Just like here or here, right? Like your demo's playing this position, and your scout's like with you. As soon as they start edging cap, your job is to like jump down and like be with your scout, so you can get fat beam on here and like block point and like support.
Right.
Generally, scout is in charge of this area because you can shoot the stickies here, and then you can control this position. And then your demo's in charge of the left area because it's really easy to like have stickies there, and then like shoot stickies over point and like lock people out and shit. And like, if as soon as they take a lot of damage from your scout, like this guy fighting your scout will like back off, just run straight onto these sticks. Like, that's kind of how this point is divided up. But be in the position that your team needs you to be, right? Like, if you're trying to avoid taking spam, you can play here, because if they're just spamming you and not capping point, you need to like not take spam, right? That's you're countering their goal. But then if their point is to like cap the point, then you need to play closer and keep heals on your teammates so that they're not alone, right?
Right, makes sense.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
How
Cheers,
passive should you be
guys.
holding? Sorry, how passive should you hold realistically? Like, if your soldiers don't have control of the houses?
I mean,
Maybe like
if you
way
think
out.
about it, like, if you don't have control, you should always have control of the houses. So if your soldiers, it's mainly if your soldiers are dead. And like, if you're holding like on point, me as a soldier, I just come through, I jump here, and I've got a free sack on the medic, right?
Yeah.
And in the same thing, like if I walk through here, I've got all this space, and I jump through here, and I'm again straight onto you. And there's not much your scout or demo can do to like deny this guy. So if your soldiers are dead, you play here as a medic, because you spot left and you spot that soldier bomb early, so you can come back and like leave, right?
Makes sense. Okay.
But as I said, it's so important for your soldiers to hold those houses. If a soldier dies, then your flank scout's in charge of this house, and then the other soldiers are in charge of this house, right? Because then you can like spam support, and if they're playing on point, you can take the risk to like fight here, and then jump out, right? With what you need. Cool. Anything else?
Guess not.
Okay, cool. Well, if anything comes up, you can always message me and ask about like a specific scenario, so let me know.
Alright. Thank you for Maptalk.
Was there
man.
a snake water? Oh,